Day one of the third Athletes Unlimited Championship season started fast, and the Bats were alive with a combined 5 home runs from familiar sources of power. Not to be outdone, pitchers also made statements from the circle in the quest to continue that position's hold on wearing gold when the final points are tallied. Every moment counts, and day 2 promises more unlimited athletic ability from Rosemont. Saturday Night Fever here in Rosemont, Illinois, just outside Chicago, Illinois. We're at Parkway Bank Sports Complex, and we've got a good one coming your way. Team Eberle getting ready to take on Team Ocasio. We have played 3 games last night and tonight, and so far so good for Bubba Nichols in her second season with Athletes Unlimited. Because of her performance earlier today, she now finds herself atop the Geico Leaderboard. Well, we have 60 of the best softball players in the world playing with an innovative scoring system. Everything is tabulated. You can go up, you can go down the leaderboard every at bat, and the captains change every single week. The 4 top point totals every week. They are the captains, and they will choose a brand new team each and every Monday for 5 weeks until one individual champion is crowned. So glad you could join us on your Saturday night with my partner, Madison Shipman. I am Eric Collins, and well, so far so good for everyone involved with Athletes Unlimited Softball. Madison, we've seen 3 games played. Every one has been decided by 2 runs or less. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, a lot of close games, and I think that has to do with how good the hitters are doing. But I think we're in store for a really good game tonight because we have some pitchers on these teams that have had some great performances so far in this season. One of them being the team captain, Carrie Eberle herself, came out and threw fantastic yesterday. She is so well known for that heavy drop ball working its way down in the zone, and it had a little bit of extra bite last night. Got a couple of strikeouts looking, but she was absolutely fantastic. On the other side, the other team captain, Ocasio, helped herself out yesterday, not just in the circle, but also launched a deep home run, a solo shot over that right field wall. Her team looking to pick up a win here tonight against Team Eberle. This is that home run that she hit last night. It went a long way, Eric. I think it is still flying into the night. She got every single bit of this ball, blasting it 313 feet for 40 points.
Now, this is how you can get points with Athletes Unlimited. The most important thing is always going to be respect the game, win the game. You win 40 points each, every player on every winning team. For every inning you win, you get 10 points. So that's where you get the bulk of your points, but also everything you do with a bat in your hands, you can pick up points, 10 for a single, 20 for a double, so on and so forth. And MVP voting, if you happen to be the most influential player in the game and you're voted MVP 1, that is a plus 60. MVP 2 is 40. MVP 3 is 20. Well, Madison and myself, we are not alone. We've got the third member of our crew, Key Michael, is here as well. What's up, Key?
Hey guys, I'm just hanging out in the dugout. I'm not biased. I'm not choosing Team Blue over Team Gold, but I am going to be here getting you guys at home as close as possible to action. So if you have questions, use hashtag KeyCam and let me know what you want to know. We're gonna be meeting some people.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Unlimited access here in Athletes Unlimited. Well, let's take a look at who we're going to see in the circle. That is a familiar face, the left-handed arm of the June AUX season. Danielle O'Toole is going to get the start.
O'Toole was so phenomenal back in June in that AUX season, just getting better every single series, really threw a lot of innings too, and she's somebody that has had to bounce back from some injury, but she is fantastic coming from the left side. She's got great movement on her drop ball and her curve ball, but it's that changeup. She has so much confidence in that off-speed pitch. She will throw it in any count.
A lot of veteran hitters in the lineup for Team Eberle, and no one more veteran than Victoria Hayward. She has played as much Athletes Unlimited softball as anyone. She'll be followed by Jackson, Flippin, Davidson, the rookie, Fisher, Harshman, Edwards, Fiebry, and Stokes O'Connor. First pitch of our ball game, a called strike 1 to Victoria Hayward. Hayward had a hit in yesterday's game. She has the second most hits in the history of this league. Only Haley McClenny with more. And because Haley McClenny went 0 for 2 in our game earlier today, with 1 hit right now by Victoria Hayward, she will tie Haley McClenny for the most hits ever in Athletes Unlimited. It will be her 40th hit.
I feel like throughout the season we see a ton of movement, obviously, on the leaderboard, but I think we're going to see a ton of movement with who's in the lead for the all-time hits, too, with as well as these two players have been performing so far here in Rosemont. And I love watching the way that Victoria Hayward approaches her at-bats, how she always has her eyes on the infield to see where they're trying to play her defensively, because she has so many tools coming from the left side.
Right back to Danielle O'Toole, and there's our first out of the ball game. Danielle O'Toole gets a lot of strikeouts, but when she doesn't strike a batter out, she's got help defensively. Lorenz, Rhodes, and Ocasio in the outfield. An infield of Taylor, Bates, Jefferson, and Vidalis. And the battery mate is Sachel Palacios with Danielle O'Toole. There's just Bates. So impressive what she can do at shortstop.
Always seems like she's perfectly positioned, always stealing base hits away from these players, and it's because of that anticipation that she has every single time that the ball's put in play. Knows her strengths, so quick moving from left to right. And you need to have somebody like that defensively when you're going up against a batter like Jasmine Jackson. Again, another lefty triple threat coming from the left side, of course, but so much speed. She explodes out of that box down that first base line.
Changeup underneath the bat of Jackson. Every time we have had an Athletes Unlimited softball season, Danielle O'Toole's been a part of it. Her third championship season, she was in San Diego playing AUX back in June. Madison, we're having stirrup wars. Yesterday, the big story for Team Eberle is they wore their pants bloused at the knee and had stirrups on. They won their ball game, and now it's Team Ocasio's turn to wear their stirrups, showing. We never saw that at all in the first 2 years of Athletes Unlimited softball. Didn't see it out in AUX in San Diego, but the stirrups have become a thing here in 2022.
You know, as soon as I saw Team Ocasio run out onto the field, I was wondering how long we were going to get into the game before you mentioned the stirrups, and we didn't even make it 2 outs in the top of the first inning before we're talking socks and stirrups. But they look sharp.
Jackson strikes out. 2 outs here in our first inning. Hey fans, it's time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points and move up the leaderboard. The code is AUSB2RUN. Get the app downloaded today for free at the App Store and get access to great AU content and experiences all season long. Well, Hannah Flippen is the batter. She follows Jasmine Jackson, who just struck out, and I'm here to tell you, Hannah Flippen is not going to strike out. She put the ball in play 4 times yesterday. She has now struck out just once in the last 49 at-bats that she's had with Athletes Unlimited. Once in 49 at-bats against the best pitchers in the world.
Absolutely incredible. Just one of the toughest outs, and you can tell that just from at-bat to at-bat, but that stat alone tells you how tough she is up at the plate. Such a great eye, so much confidence every single time that she steps up to the plate.
She's testing me. Ball and 2 strikes. She keeps the bat alive. Flippen had a good first day yesterday. Solid with the bat, solid with the glove, solid with the smile. Plays with a certain joy. Great pitching matchup today, folks. We're going to see Odyssey Alexander. He's going to get the ball for Team Eberle. Second-year pro from James Madison. Check swing, went too far. Oh, Hannah Flippen strikes out. Danielle O'Toole, magnificent first inning. She gets Hayward on the bounce out and then strikes out Jackson and the unstrikeoutable Hannah Flippen. Crazy things here along the shores of mighty Lake Michigan. Welcome back, everyone. A really good first inning thrown by Danielle O'Toole. Ball doesn't leave the infield. She strikes out a pair. And now the ball will be in the hands of Odyssey Alexander, one of the most electric arms in the game today.
So excited to be able to watch Odyssey Alexander pitch tonight. Somebody that brings the ball with really good velocity. Actually just ran past her in the bullpen, and she's got a little extra zest on her pitches tonight, so I'm excited to see her compete tonight. She's going to mix speeds a lot as well, so you're going to see batters swing out in front, roll up a lot of ground balls, and a really effective changeup that she's going to bring in there.
That's not going to be easy for Alexander. This is the 9 she'll face. Lorenz, Rhodes, and Vidalis. Nadia Taylor, Gwen Spekas, Ocasio, the captain, out in right field, Palacios, Jefferson, and Sis Bates. Ocasio, her first home run in 2 years yesterday. Didn't homer last year, but homered in her first game this year, yesterday. First pitch of the game for Alexander, 66 miles per hour. Called strike 1 to Lorenz. Can't ask for a better night. .68 miles per hour. We'll probably see 70, maybe a tick above that with Odyssey Alexander.
And she makes it look so effortless, too, every single time that she pitches the ball. And again, the variation in speeds, not by a ton, but just that 2 miles per hour makes a big difference when you're swinging up there.
2 balls and a strike. Lorenz had an interesting day yesterday. Didn't put the ball in play. She walked twice and struck out twice.
Now, if I recall, I think there's a common theme, Eric, when you start to talk about how unstrikeoutable these hitters are. They strike out. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. That could be something to it.
Yeah. The Flippin family's got me on speed dial. What are you doing? You jinxed our daughter. High drive deep down the right field line. Will it stay fair? No. Oh my. That was crushed. Nothing but a strike. 3-2.
Long strike, big smile on the face of Odyssey Alexander. I think that Jasmine Jackson was willing that one, pointing for that one to go foul. Really good swing by Amanda Lorenz.
321 feet foul. Lift in the air, left field. It's going to be playable. There's the first out. Kiki Stokes O'Connor with the squeeze. So Amanda Lorenz back to the dugout, still looking for a first base hit here in 2022. Shannon Rhodes next in line. Rhodes, like Alexander, both finishing their college experience in 2021. Former Texas Longhorn. And for Odyssey Alexander, if there were people who didn't know about her heading into the College World Series of 2021, they found out about her in a hurry. She was the talk of the softball world when she was leading everything with James Madison.
Just such a gamer and competitor in the circle with the way that she pitched and the way that she played defense too. You can just see even after that pitch right there, she is constantly reading what the umpire is calling, what the batters are doing up in the box too. Somebody that's so unique in the way that they can manipulate the way they want their pitches to move coming in there. When you've got somebody with that drive, that sort of passion, you can't help but love to watch her compete out there on the field.
2 balls and a strike to Rhodes.
I don't know about you, but that diving play that she made runs on a loop in my head every single time I think about the World Series. When I think about Odyssey Alexander, that defensive play stands out.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Rhodes. On the ground, that one's got eyes. 4-hopper through the right side of the infield. 1 out base runner, Shannon Rhodes, +10 with that single.
Solid swing by Shannon Rhodes, and she's somebody else who's coming off of a fantastic AUX season. Ended up with 3 home runs out in San Diego. Watched a couple of pitches go by, got one on the outside part of the plate, and just poked it straight through that 3-4 hole.
TV Tori Vidalis, right-handed batter, Texas A&M. 3rd year with Athletes Unlimited. First time that Alexander has thrown strike 1 to a batter. Oh, and 2.
Good locations for the first 2 strikes to Tori Vidalis. Somebody who we know loves to swing at the inside part of the plate. Hit a couple of home runs at AUX over the left field wall, so Alexander starting her off with first 2 pitches outside.
Odyssey Alexander and Team Eberle, a winner yesterday. They defeated Team Chittister 4-3. That's why at the beginning of the day you saw a lot of members of Team Eberle high up in that leaderboard. Won a bunch of innings and won the game. Count remains 2-2. On that left bicep for Vidalis, she's got that arm guard. It's colors of the Mexican national team. She played in the Olympics, Team Mexico, last year over in Japan. Fouled again, left side.
Last 2 pitches, hunting after inside part of the plate. Tori Vidalis, one of those players that can truly do it all. She plays at such a high level on the field, of course, playing here at Athletes Unlimited. You mentioned the Olympics, but also flips gears a little bit too during the college season, puts the headset on, a commentator, also does some studio stuff as well.
TV Tori.
Just so impressive, the amount of work that she puts in to be able to be ready to compete at this high of level, but also the amount of prep that she puts in every single day during the college season to be ready to commentate those games.
3-2 pitch. Runner not going, and Vidalis fouls it back to the screen. Expecting the 20th pitch of the inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Great at bat by Vidalis. Saw 10 pitches and draws the 1-out walk. Runners on at first and at second. Defense a huge part of competitive softball at this level. You got Kiki Stokes O'Connor in left, Victoria Hayward in center, Jasmine Jackson in right, Fisher and Flippin left side of the infield. KJ, Kelsey Harshman, the second baseman. Rookie Allison Fiebry is the first baseman. And Taylor Edwards, the veteran behind the plate, catching Odyssey Alexander, the second-year pro. Here's Nadia Taylor. Eighth consecutive year that Nadia's played professional softball somewhere. Played a long time, National Pro Fast Pitch, now her 3rd year with Athletes Unlimited.
Always known for taking some really big cuts up at the plate. One of the strongest swings that you're going to see here at Athletes Unlimited.
Called strike 3. Alexander strikes her out on 3 pitches.
It's a great location for this pitch, too, and it's set up by the 2 pitches before. She worked it inside to Nadia Taylor, then goes away with this one. Starts on the outside part of the plate, just barely works its way outside, touching that outside part of the strike zone. Gets it called for strike 3, and we know how important it is for these pitchers to establish the strike zone early, and already Odyssey Alexander trying to do that, especially outside of these righties.
Here's Gwen Svekis. Svekis has been a part of a lot of winning first 2 seasons, Athletes Unlimited. High drive foul from the get-go into the bullpen, left field line. Maybe the biggest compliment you can pay Gwen Svekis is the fact that Kat Osterman couldn't live without her. Kat Osterman generally was a captain each and every week over the first 2 seasons of Athletes Unlimited softball, and whenever Kat had a chance, she would take Gwen Svekis with that first-round pick. Just wanted her on her side.
It does seem that historically all these pitchers are fighting and clawing to try to make sure that Gwen Svekis is on their team, and I think that, to your point, it speaks so much to who Gwen is as a person and who she is as a catcher, too, in the way that she commands herself back behind the plate. Of course, she's got a fantastic bat as well, but she handles these pitchers so professionally, and I love to watch her catch back behind the plate.
Ball and 2 strikes. We're going to keep a close eye on this over the weeks. Svekis has got an arm guard that is the color of her uniform. Do you think she has 4 arm guards with 4 different colors?
I would hope so. I think that's pretty cool. Again, you're so observant. You're noticing things that I would never notice.
High pop-up. Is it playable? It is. The first baseman, Fiebry, with the catch. And it's a scoreless first inning. To the second we go here in Rosemont. Neither team able to score in the first inning. That means this second inning is worth 20 points. It's a rollover inning. Tomorrow, a full day of Athletes Unlimited. 2 doubleheaders. We start with a lacrosse doubleheader beginning at 1 Eastern on ESPN+. After 2 games of lacrosse, you've got 2 games of softball. Our first softball game will be at 7 Eastern over on ESPN2, followed by game 2. Full Sunday of Athletes Unlimited. 4 games, 2 and 2, lacrosse and softball.
I feel like I've been really interested in lacrosse ever since watching it with Athletes Unlimited. And if you played lacrosse, Eric, what position would you play? Would you be a midfielder? Would you be an attacker, a defender? Goalie, there we go.
Yeah,
I like
goalkeeper.
That. I feel like I would want to be an attacker. I want to be the one scoring, you know?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Call me a piñata. I want that ball bouncing off my chest and my face and my knee. Well, Mia Davidson's been a piñata at some points in her life. She's been a lifelong catcher. Does most of her work with a bat in her hands. Mia Davidson, one of the best to ever play in the SEC. Former Mississippi State Bulldog. What an honor for Davidson. Drafted early this week, she was taken in the first round. Yowza!
Well, I guess that's what hitting 4 home runs in 2 scrimmage games will get you as a first-round pick at Athletes Unlimited. The first player in SEC history to have 90 career home runs, and that is baseball and softball. She had such an impressive career at Mississippi State, trying to continue that here in the championship season.
Goes the other way. I like that. So a base hit, first one of the day for Team Eberle. Leadoff single here in the second inning for Davidson.
That's something else that makes her so good up at the plate, too, is her ability to hit the ball to all fields. She has such a quick hand. She stays in her legs, and look at the way that she lets go of the bat on that outside pitch. Doesn't try to do too much with it, pokes it out into right field for a base hit to start off this inning.
Sam Fisher. Off-speed pitch, called strike 1. Now Sam Fisher is as well versed with Danielle O'Toole as anyone. Both Fisher and O'Toole have played in every single season with Athletes Unlimited softball. Their 3rd championship season together, and then back in June in San Diego, both playing AUX together.
And Sam Fisher was absolutely fantastic in that AUX season, swinging the bat so well. A point of emphasis for her in the offseason was to see as much live pitching as possible. She felt that that was going to help her in her preparation for these Athletes Unlimited seasons, and it did exactly that, hitting the ball with so much power back in San Diego.
Hammered high and deep down the left field line, and the catch is made. Wow, nice play at the base of the wall by Amanda Lorenz. Mia Davidson tags up and takes an extra base. That's the first out of the inning.
Fisher just barely missed that pitch on that swing, got slightly underneath it, but heads up base running by the rookie and Mia Davidson to tag up on that deep fly ball, foul to left field to advance over into scoring position.
One down. Kelsey Harshman. Called strike one to Harshman. If you're around Harshman in softball circles, everyone calls her KJ. Played as a college player at Wisconsin as Kelsey Jenkins. Now goes by Kelsey Harshman. Married player. Played a lot internationally. Just this past summer was back with Team Canada. World Games down in Birmingham. Harshman's got a nice swing.
Really calm presence up at the plate too. I always look at the way that batters take pitches along with the swings that they put. That one just barely foul. Nadia Taylor having to run up to scoop that one up. But you can tell that a hitter is really confident in their abilities when they're balanced on their takes. When you see people leaning way out in front, that means they're maybe being a bit indecisive, and that's something that you see across the board here at Athletes Unlimited, is just how confident these batters are in their approach, going up against some of the top pitchers in the country. But confidence is really key if you want to be successful as a hitter.
1-2. Silly thing, but was it hard for you as a hitter, Madison, when you would hit a little foul ball and have to run down the first base line only to told to go back into the batter's box? Is it hard to regroup and get your breath and wind and concentration together?
I tried to use the slow jog / walk back up to the plate as my time to regroup and catch my breath. And also try to think about an adjustment so that I didn't hit it that softly the next time. That's what was going through my mind. What do I need to do with my swing to make sure that that ball doesn't go foul on my next swing?
Good stop by Palacios. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Davidson, your runner on at second. Leadoff single for Davidson. Moved to second on a long fly ball out by Sam Fisher. Sharply off the glove of the second baseman, Jefferson. Davidson's being waved around third. She's paused for just a moment, and it doesn't cost her. Palacios can't hang on, and a run scores for Team Eberle. The rare headfirst slide into home plate.
We were just talking about quality at-bats from these batters, and that's exactly what Kelsey Harshman just gave us. Sat back on a changeup, drove it back up the middle. Mia Davidson got a good jump off of second base, rounded third, dives into home, and I think because she dove head first, she actually clipped Sashel Palacios' glove. With that slight bobble, allows Mia Davidson to score safely and put the first run of this ball game on the board.
RBI single for Harshman, 1-0 lead for Team Eberle. Taylor Edwards. You're going to see Marietta, California a lot this year. It's the hometown of Taylor Edwards, same hometown as the Romero sisters. What a high school program. High drive, playable, left field, Lorenz, 2 down.
Good way to bounce back for Danielle O'Toole there. A long at bat for Harshman, saw a lot of pitches, ended up hitting the changeup. But we know that Taylor Edwards likes to hit changeups, just got underneath that pitch out to Amanda Lorenz and left. Danielle O'Toole trying to settle back in, get her team into the dugout to try to put some runs up.
Allison Fiebry, first-year player. Fiebry started her first 2 pro games at first base. On the ground, Bates, underhand flip, and Jefferson didn't get there in time. Janae Jefferson was late getting to the bag, and the inning continues.
Routine ground ball over to Sis Bates, and off the bat, I thought she was going to field it, fire across the diamond to try to get Allison Fiebry out at first base. She decides to go with the underhand flip to Janae Jefferson, who is playing pretty deep. Gets it in plenty of time, goes with the flip, and you can just see how far off of second base Jefferson is. Really close play, but I do think that Jefferson got her right there on the force.
It doesn't appear as if there'll be a captain's challenge. Alicia Ocasio has the opportunity, but chooses not to. It scored a fielder's choice, not a base hit for Fiebry. Runners on at first and at second, and the number 9 batter, Kiki Stokes O'Connor. Off-speed pitch, a beauty. Danielle O'Toole trying to work around a play not made by her defense.
And we'll see if that play ends up being a factor too, because from the view that we had, I do think that she was out over at second base, but they chose not to challenge it. Trying to get this out here. We'll see if Danielle O'Toole can get out of the jam.
Remember, it was O'Toole who was in the circle yesterday for Team Ocasio when there was a ruling that didn't go in favor of Team Ocasio, and it cost her a couple of earned runs. Earned runs are -10 each for a pitcher. And if Stokes happens to get a base hit, if runs are scored this inning, those runs all will be earned. That was a fielder's choice. It wasn't considered to be an error, so let's see if it comes out to be something consequential. Foul territory, and Nadia Taylor gave it a try. We'll do it again.
That's the type of effort that you love to see if you're a pitcher in the circle, though. Your third baseman going all out, doing whatever she can to try to get you back into the dugout. We don't too often see a smile on Danielle O'Toole's face when she's out there, but we saw a bit of a smirk right there.
Got her. That's what a pro does. Danielle O'Toole rights the ship and gets Stokes O'Connor, but a run does score. Mia Davidson with a head-first dive. Will it be an inning win for Team Eberle? We'll see when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. We've made it to the bottom of the second inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Team Eberle. Mia Davidson, a head-first dive into home plate, scoring the game's only run. Hey, how about this? Mia Davidson has a microphone. She's got an IP. She's listening to us. We get a chance to talk to the great rookie from Mississippi State. Mia, how you doing?
How y'all?
We're doing just fine. Hey, pretty interesting reuniting last inning. You got yourself a base hit to right field, and you motored all the way around the bases to score a run.
Yeah, I just got to show my speed, Sometimes you got to do a little something.
Well, and Mia, you're standing right next to DJ Sanders, who we know was a volunteer coach at Mississippi State. How much fun is it to be able to play with her here at Athletes Unlimited, but also what did you learn from her being your volunteer coach?
Oh, it's been a blast. We've just been talking about next year, this past year, and what we can do better this year, because I'm also going to be a GA, so we've just been talking about how we can make state better as a program. And then, you pretty much saw what she did this past season with her hitting with her and Ricketts. It was phenomenal. We got to best season in history going to Supers, and she was a big part of that, and I'm excited I get to play with her and pick her brain, All
right, you've been a pro now for a week, and you've had a couple of wonderful things happen to you. You played 2 scrimmages. You had 4 home runs in those scrimmages.
Ooh, yeah.
Is it really that easy?
Depends on the day, Sometimes you're seeing beach balls, sometimes you get humbled a little bit, but I'm just out here having fun, enjoying playing softball with all these amazing women,
And that's one of the best parts about Athletes Unlimited, is being able to talk and learn from all of these players. Is there anybody in particular that you've talked to, or anything that you've learned specifically from some of these veterans in this league?
I learned a lot from Sam Fisher, Taylor Edwards, and Sash and all of them. I've really been picking a lot of the catchers' brains, learning how they call pitches, what do they see in different batters and stuff like that. And it's really making me a better player as a hitter and as a defender as well. Hey, good effort!
Infield single for Alicia Ocasio. That'll be a +10 for Ocasio.
And now, Mia, Eric and I like to think that we are very observant up here in the booth, but you do something in particular on your foul balls. You are so good at flipping the bat back to you. Where did that start, and how are you so good? You never drop the bat. I have never once seen you drop the bat.
Honestly, I don't even remember. I just always done it. I've always messed with the bat, doing bat tricks and stuff, but I think it's just like a nonchalant thing that I don't even realize I do it half the time.
Well, you impress us up in the booth, of course, with your home runs and your ability to never drop the bat there.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, Mia, incredible honor for you. The very first draft that you're involved in as a pro, you get taken in the very first round. That just doesn't happen with Athletes Unlimited. A rookie being taken in the first round. What do you think was the connection between you and Carrie Eberle? Is it the fact that you guys are both from North Carolina?
That could be it, but we also, 2 years ago, we went to OSU to play them in regionals, and they played really well, and I've got to know her since then, and she's a great pitcher and a great leader for this team, and she's been amazing for the past week.
And Mia, historically, the pitchers have ultimately been the champions here at Athletes Unlimited. I know that it's only 2 games in for you, but what do you think it's going to take for a position player, a hitter, to come out and be the champion?
I think it's just consistency with their at-bats, and then just make sure you all play as a team, because you also rack up points with wins and innings. So I think as long as people are on board and play as a team, and then you're consistent at the plate, it's anybody's game.
All right, Mia, I got to ask, as this was a nice sacrifice bunt laid down by Palacios. Runner on at second with 1 out. You've got the captain of your team, Carrie Eberle. She's from Charlotte, North Carolina. You're from Hillsborough, North Carolina. And you guys are both wearing Carolina blue. Have you thought about that? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, as growing up, I used to be a Duke fan.
Oh!
Yeah. So, it kind of burned my skin a little bit for a second, but I got used to it a little bit, No, but it's so cool how we're both from North Carolina, representing a state that softball is just slowly growing, and it's grown in the past 5-10 years, and I'm glad that we can show that it's possible for any player, young woman in North Carolina can do it, what we're doing, so it's nice to represent.
Mia, thank you for your time. We look forward to watching you all summer long.
Thank y'all, appreciate it.
That's Mia Davidson. Janae Jefferson, just like Mia Davidson, rookie, just finished her college playing at Texas. What a career it was. Good golly. Just like Davidson, monstrous numbers, historic numbers.
There are some people that you watch from a young age and you just know that they're going to be special, and I had the opportunity to call a game of Janae Jefferson's back her freshman year, and you just knew, watching her play, her approach to the plate, the way that she played defense, that she was going to be something great.
Oh, is that a double play? It is! Kelsey Harshman, how do you do? What a heads-up play by Harshman.
Right after the RBI base hit in the last inning, a fantastic double play, reads this one off the bat, dives, catches the ball, and tags second base for the double play. What a way to end the inning. Kelsey Harshman doing it all.
Good start for everyone on Team Eberle. They lead 1-0. They have won both the first and the second inning. So a plus 20 for everyone on Team Eberle. Let's take a look at our Geico Leaderboard. Bubba Nichols with an MVP performance earlier today. She leads everyone, but just 2 over her teammate, Anisa Urtez. So that's a nice little battle early in our season. New season, new look, new merch. Be sure to check out all of the brand new Athletes Unlimited items. Go to shop.auprosports.com to purchase yours today. All right, let's check in with Key Michael. Key, what's going on?
Hi, I'm here with Katie, Patrick, and Shed. So I love Nadia. She's one of my favorite people. She has one of the biggest personalities I think I've ever seen. Where did she get that?
I think from both of us. I'm a social butterfly. I speak and talk to everybody. So yeah, but that's just me.
And you didn't have a whole lot of time with her in the break between AUX and here, but there was a pretty big event that she almost didn't make it to. What happened?
So my son got married that Sunday, and she was playing ball in California, and the game went into ITB twice. So she was supposed to leave out that midnight flight. She missed it because it went into that second overtime. So she had to get a flight that next morning, and she wound up getting there at 4 o'clock right before the wedding started at 6.
So she did make it.
She did make
Oh,
it.
that's good. But that double overtime, we all loved it, but your brother was probably hating it.
Oh, he
or her
was.
brother, I should say. So
Nervous.
we know that as her as a softball player, but apparently in college she also played another sport?
She did. She played 1 year of basketball. Her last year, once she finished softball, she went into her 1 year of basketball. Yeah.
That is so impressive. I always think that, you know, we're all more than athletes, but multiple athletes.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, does she dabble in a little bit of music too?
Oh, yes, she loves making her own rap songs. Lord, my God.
I think we know it and love it well. So my final question for you. She said, my mama, she told me go get it. Did you tell her to go get it? Is it true?
Yeah, but you know, I didn't think she was going to make a song about it.
There you go. You heard it from the source. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Key. I love it. Nadia's brother, Patrick Taylor, NFL running back, scored his first touchdown last year with the Green Bay Packers. Talk about some genes. Pretty good ones there.
Absolutely incredible. And most importantly, Nadia Taylor made it in time for his wedding, it sounds like. So that 10-inning, extra inning game. Mr. Flight, I didn't know that story. I loved all those interviews. Key Michael working really hard out there in the stands. Talk to all these families and really get the inside scoop on these players. Of course, we know them on the field, but I'd love to get to know them off the field as well.
Danielle O'Toole, retired Victoria Hayward to begin this inning. Now it's Jasmine Jackson. Jackson, the former All-American from Cal Berkeley. She's from San Jose. Back to the screen. Former Cal Golden Bear who had a really nice career on this field many years ago, Vicky Galindo. Vicky Galindo played on an Olympic team in 2008, played for the Chicago Bandits here on this field. Man, was she fun to watch. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson. Danielle O'Toole. Struck out Jackson back in the first inning. Also struck out Hannah Flippen, which is close to impossible. Flippen only struck out once in 15 games last year. Jackson doing a good job of just fighting, waiting for a mistake.
And And so far, O'Toole's doing a really good job of keeping the ball low in the zone. You're going to notice just this late bite downward movement on this pitch. Jasmine Jackson has really quiet hands as she moves through the zone. You can watch her eyes tracking that ball all the way back, even behind the barrel, as that one went behind her foul.
Did she hold her swing? No! Went too far. That is now 3 strikeouts for O'Toole. Second out here in our 3rd inning.
And you get check swings like this when you get the hitter thinking you're going to work the ball down and then surprise them up in the zone. I do think that's the right call. Not by much, but it did look like she went on that one.
Here's Hannah Flippin. Swings at the first pitch, a little looper. That'll be a base hit for Flippin. Flippin flips it into center field, 2-out base hit.
Gets just enough of that pitch to drop it out into center field. A big smile on her face because she knows she didn't square that one up completely, but she's so strong in her swing, stays in her legs, slightly jammed up, even slips coming out of the box. But hit it far enough to where she makes it safely down to first base.
You know what she told us yesterday? She wasn't going to get in her head this year. She was just going to play ball. She knows the type of talent that she has. She's just going to have fun. And we've seen that smile on her face more often than not so far through the first 2 days.
And I think that's the challenge for a lot of these athletes too, is to try to tune out the outside noise when it comes to where you are on the leaderboard, because we know that that can shift so quickly. But if you go out there very points oriented in your approach, then sometimes as a batter you're going to start to swing at pitches that are way outside of the zone, or as a pitcher maybe tighten up too much on your grip, leave the ball over the heart of the plate. But that's where it's got to be so freeing for her to be able to come to this season with that clear mindset, just have fun, go out there and play, and so far it's paying off for her.
+10 for Flippin with that base hit. The leaderboard, it is a changing with every swing. Davidson fouls it back to the screen. Here is your updated leaderboard, and you see Hannah Flippin. She has moved into a tie for the 6th spot with Amanda Chittister. Shows you different ways to score points. Chittister has already played 2 full games with 2 home runs. Yet Hannah Flippin is toe-to-toe with her, still with 5 more innings today.
I think that's another great example, too, of just how important getting those team wins are and those win points. And Team Chittister hit 3 home runs in yesterday's game, but they did not come out with the win. Today, another 3 home runs, but 1 in today's ball game, and you can just see how quickly everybody on Team Chittister moved up on the leaderboard, just getting those win points.
Mia Davidson trying to stay alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Among all players in the history of Division I softball, of everyone who didn't go to Oklahoma, Mia Davidson is the all-time home run leader. She hit 92 homers, the only one with more, Jocelyn Allo and Lauren Chamberlain. That's it.
She is the SEC home run queen herself. Just so impressive what she was able to do at Mississippi State.
Davidson draws the 2-out walk. So runners on at first and at second here in the 3rd. Davidson yet to be retired, singled and scored an inning ago. Now walked, that's the first walk allowed by O'Toole. So you get the +10 for the single, Davidson an inning ago, and now the +8 for the walk. And she's communicating something to the bench. She's saying, I don't want anyone to run for me. No, I can do it. Didn't you see me with the head first slide last inning?
She gets great jumps off the bases, too. That's how she was able to score all the way from second on that base hit back up the middle.
Well, she didn't win that battle. She's going to be lifted. And the runner is Riley Bayless. Bayless on at first. In that mouth guard. I love it. Kind of her signature. You got Bayless at first, Flippin on at second. Sam Fisher. into right. It's going to be playable. Catch is made by the captain, Ocasio. Side is retired. Team Eberle, an opportunity. They strand a pair. The bottom of the third when we come back.
Geico defensive play of the game, of course, is this double play that we saw from Kelsey Harshman while she's diving up the middle to snag and rob a base hit from Janae Jefferson, also tagged second base to get the double play. What a fantastic play by Kelsey Harshman up the middle.
Team Eberle back out on defense. They were scoreless back in the top of this third inning. Try and keep Team Ocasio off the board and make this into a rollover inning. Should Team Ocasio score a run this inning, it'll be 10 points for everyone on Team Ocasio. It'll be 9, 1, and 2 in the lineup. Sis Bates, Amanda Lorenz, and Shannon Rhodes batting against Odyssey Alexander. Both Bates and Alexander, class of 2021, finishing up their eligibility a year ago. Bates at Washington. Alexander, James Madison. Sis Bates was part of that left side of the infield with Taylor Van Zee for a window of time out at Washington. And man, maybe the most enthusiastic, best, most creative left side of the infield of that era. Number, Fisher has to hurry in time. One down.
And speaking of the left side of the infield, Sam Fisher making that one look easy. Ball off the bat, Sis Bates had a ton of spin on it. You could see the way that Sam Fisher is tracking this one all the way in, almost handcuffs her a little bit, but able to come up with it, fire it across the diamond to get the speedy Sis Bates.
Amanda Lorenz. As good of a hitter as Amanda Lorenz was, that good of a student. She got a master's degree in 4 years at Florida. Master's in sports management. Pitch darts inside. 2-0. What have you seen out of Odyssey Alexander so far through the first 3 innings?
I think she works at a really good rhythm for her. She works at a bit of a slower pace than some of the other pitchers that we see out there. A lot of the other pitchers just like to get on that rubber, throw that pitch, but she has a very distinct routine that she has every single time she approaches the rubber. I think that's really important for these pitchers to establish that consistent routine. But I think she's also throwing with some good velocity, just barely missing outside of the zone. That one not missing by much, a screwball just tailing away at the last minute.
Second walk allowed by Alexander. She has 1 strikeout. Alicia Ocasio, captain of Team Ocasio. She can bring herself in at any position whenever she wants. Maybe deciding to bring herself in as a pitcher. She's getting loose in the pen. Here's Shannon Rhodes. I think one of the things that's really interesting about Odyssey Alexander, who calls timeout and wants to talk things over with Taylor Edwards, she's self-taught. There's so many players nowadays who that go to academies, that go to gurus, and they learn how to pitch with a personal coach. Odyssey wasn't that way. Videotapes, practicing, just working outside by herself. And despite that fact that she's self-taught, she actually looks really smooth, fluid. She just got a phenomenal style.
Well, and to your point, I think because she's self-taught, she doesn't overthink things, and she really relies on how the pitches feel coming out of her hand. So she's not doing something because somebody else is telling her to do it a certain way, but she's getting a feel for how the ball is rolling off of her fingertips and trying to adjust her pitches based off of that. I think that conversation right there with Taylor Edwards is maybe a conversation about the strike zone. Those ones just barely missing out of the zone. And the one thing I would say that I'd love to see more of from Odyssey so far in this ball game is to get strikes earlier in the count. When you're facing these elite batters, you've got to get ahead to be able to throw some of your off-speed pitches, your pitches outside of the zone. right there does a good job of evening up the count to Shannon Rhodes.
High pop up right field, drifting back. Making the play is Jackson. Tagging up and heading to second is Lorenz. So with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of our 3rd inning. Good bit of base running by Lorenz. For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration planting 10 trees. Entering today, Aspiration has committed 9,670 trees across all Athlete Unlimited sports. Interesting right here for Odyssey Alexander. You got a runner out at second. You do have an open base. Tori Vidalis seems to be locked in. You want to be careful with Vidalis, maybe work around her. You got Nadia Taylor behind. Nope. First pitch, strike 1.
Tori saw 10 pitches in her last at-bat, a lot of them on the outside part of the plate, because Odyssey Alexander knows just how strong Vidalis' swing is on the inside part of the plate. Looks like she's going to come back in here. Good take by Tori, watching that one go by in a good spot too. And the advantage of getting ahead with that first pitch is you can throw that rise ball a little bit further up and inside, a pitch that if Tori were to swing at it, it's going to be really hard for her to get solid barrel on.
Changeup, thing of beauty, 57 miles per hour. That's a good 13 miles slower than some of her hard stuff.
Love that call, going to the off-speed pitch. And what makes that pitch so effective is coming out of her hand. It looks the exact same as her high velocity pitches. That's where you're going to get a lot of swings and misses.
Got an inning win on the line. Team Eberle did not score top of the 3rd. Should Lorenz score from second, it'll be 10 points for everyone on Team Ocasio. It's a pretty cool list right there. Dallas on the all-time RBI list. Anissa Urtez, that's a little bit of a surprise. Anissa Urtez tied for second all-time in ribbies.
I think no surprise too that your top hitters that you're going to see in the career RBI leaders are all your top home run hitters in Athletes Unlimited as well.
Two balls and 2 strikes. I'm so used to working with pitchers over the years. I'm now working with a shortstop, Madison Shipman. That foul ball came our way, and most people are scurrying in the back. But Madison, you're leaning out trying to make that play.
It's always been a goal of mine to try to catch the ball while I'm commentating a game, and a lot of fields are set up to where it's not even possible. I thought I had a chance on that one.
We'll do it again.
I should have brought my glove. Maybe I would have been able to reach a little bit
Did you bring
further.
your glove to games when you were a kid?
No, I did not.
There's no shame in it. You can't catch a foul ball. Let's bring your glove.
No, I did not bring my glove. I should have, though. Looking back, I really should have.
2-2. You bring your glove, and if worst comes to worst, you can always get an autograph on that glove. And I think Odyssey Alexander thought that was strike 3.
I think I agree with Odyssey on this one. I thought it was strike 3 as well. It's a good looking pitch, a curveball outside. Tori very confident in her take. Odyssey definitely thought that one was strike 3. Love to see those reactions.
High drive, left field. This will stay in the ballpark. And the catch is made by Kiki Stokes-O'Connor. No damage done. It's a scoreless 3rd. Team Eberle leads 1-0. The 4th is next.
I'm stilling right here. You ready?
Yeah. Watching.
Just kidding.
Would have been the perfect one.
I know. I didn't stretch that well today, so I don't know. I gotta keep my secret weapon for a minute.
Yeah, you got to keep it till the very end.
Yeah.
Catch him by surprise. Yeah, 3.
That was our end of the game with Air National Guard. I think we're going to really like Mia Davidson.
All part of the strategy. Think that you can't steal, and then right at the last minute, weeks 4 and 5, we're going to see Mia Davidson stealing bases all over the place. We've got the inside scoop from hearing that through Tori Vidalis' mic.
She's scored the only run of the game today. Got to give her credit. We've got a new pitcher. The captain of Team Ocasio, Alicia Ocasio, is going to take the ball. It'll be Daniel O'Toole leaving after 3 innings.
Alicia Ocasio is going to come in and be a completely different look than what we saw out of Danielle O'Toole, of course, coming from the right side, but she is known for that heavy drop ball that she's going to throw to both sides of the plate, but she's going to mix speeds as well, got a really strong off speed. Again, a pitcher that's going out there to try to induce a lot of ground ball outs to her infield.
We've got a couple of changes. You got Rachel Lewis, the new right fielder, rookie from Northwestern. We've got a new second baseman, Abby Ramirez, is playing second base, replacing Janae Jefferson. Also have a new catcher, Gwen Spekas, has come into the game to catch Ocasio. Here's Kelsey Harshman. This is one of my things I find interesting. Ocasio pitching, she's wearing those black pants today. Ocasio loves the rosin bag, and you can see exactly where her right hand hits her thigh every time she throws to the plate. She goes to the rosin bag, and then she wipes it off, but she also is going to hit her thigh when she throws it to the plate. Right back through the middle. Harshman gets herself a base hit. She's 2 for 2 tonight.
Harshman just seeing the ball so well tonight. Pitch low in the zone, takes her barrel to it. You can always tell a hitter that's perfectly on time when they are driving the ball right back up the middle. Took a changeup off of Danielle O'Toole up the middle in her last at bat, and here takes a drop ball back up the middle off of Alicia Ocasio. We talked a little bit about the routines that pitchers have when Odyssey Alexander was out there in the circle, but Alicia Ocasio has her own routine, part of which is going to that rosin bag before every single pitch. There is no dirt to go down and touch when you're here in Rosemont playing on the turf field, so that's where you're going to see a lot more of those rosin bags coming out.
Ball into strike to Taylor Edwards. Edwards flied out to left her first time up. Try to lay down a bunt, and it goes foul. Hey, and we've got Royalty going to talk to us right now. We're going to have a chair chat with Danielle O'Toole. Danielle, are you there?
I am here. Hi.
Hey, Danielle pitched the first 3 innings of our game and now going to hang out with us, grace us with her presence, fresh off her win out in San Diego with the AUX season. Hey, Danielle, how you been?
Oh, I'm about to be real good. Nice. I am very good.
Tagging up a first, heading to second is Harshman. 1 down.
Nice. No, I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing fantastic, and you just coming off of that season at AUX, we know it's a much faster, much shorter season. How different is it preparing for that AUX season versus coming into this championship season?
I don't think anybody that played in AUX knew what was going to happen, so I don't really think there was any type of preparation for it like there is here. I think that AUX was great for people who are going to play here because that really prepared. I feel ready to play here versus every other season. I feel like I kind of have to get ready. AUX was great, and I don't think I prepared for AUX at all. I just kind of went out there and threw.
And I know we talked a little bit towards the end of AUX, how at the beginning it seemed like it was all the hitters having the advantage, but then it was the pitchers right at the end making a surge. Why do you think that was?
You know what? I think that pitchers can kind of find their groove, and it takes some people a while, and for me, it takes about 3 innings for me to find my groove. So I think, the more you pitch, the
the better you can, reach your own consistency. So I think that's probably why the pitchers stood out a little bit. Like Georgina threw, I think it was 10 or 11 innings her last game. Crazy.
Danielle, you're showing off your leg right there. This has become the summer of the stirrup. What's the situation with the stirrups? You guys are all wearing stirrups this year.
We asked for stirrups last year because you only get the black and white sock, and we want to just kind of like elevate the look, and we asked for it, and we asked and received, and we are so happy about them. I think that they really just give a little extra like zhuzh, like everyone looks so like nice. Oh, nice pitch.
Beautiful pitch by Ocasio, and Fiebry is out number 2.
Another fun thing, of course, that you know about Athletes Unlimited is you get to have it's a short amount of time with the team, but you guys really bond in just this week. Is there anything in particular, any sort of celebrations that Team Ocasio has here in week 1?
Yes, we are the Thunderbolts. So every time something happens, like yesterday, I actually took out my I went like this, and I shocked somebody. So I think every time we do something good, we just pretend we got struck by lightning. That's been pretty cool. I think that we have a good group. But Gwen Speck actually made a comment about it. She said that, you look back on teams and you think about, who you had a good time with, regardless of the win or losing. It's just kind of that camaraderie. And this is one of those teams that for sure we'll look back on and think wow, that was such a cool team to be on.
Well, Danielle, Odyssey Alexander is going to do something right now that we've never seen you do here in Pro Ball. She's going to hit.
Yes.
Odyssey's going to hit for herself right now. Of course, a wonderful college hitter. Big opportunity, runner on at second.
Yeah, I'd love to get a swing, but you know what? All these hitters, they've been swinging, and they've been really training as much as I have in the circle. They've been doing it in the box, and I don't think I could do it any better. It's incredibly hard to be a pitcher and a hitter in this league.
Danielle, you did it flawlessly out in San Diego back in June. Congratulations on your AUX championship, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you. Bye.
The great Danielle O'Toole joining us here in our 3rd inning. We'll be back to Rosemont, Illinois in a moment.
Thank you, Matt. It is time for
It is now the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Team Eberle, and we got a brand new pitcher, Greta Cicchetti. This will be her first experience with Athletes Unlimited.
Greta Cicchetti with a ton of international experience. She's going to come in relief for Odyssey Alexander here in this ball game. A little bit of a different look too. She's not a pitcher that's going to blow high velocity past these hitters, but she really relies on her spin and her movement. She works all parts of the strike zone, but I really like watching her throw that drop ball to both sides of the plate. It's got great late movement on it. She's going to go out there, try to induce some ground ball outs.
She is 33 years of age, born in Italy, played collegiately, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. She is currently hanging out with the Italian national team that she's been with for so many years. She's part of that Olympic team a year ago with Erica Piancastelli and Andrea Filler. She is going to be a really fun addition to this year's field. Veteran in her first go-around with Athletes Unlimited. She'll face Nadia Taylor. Nadia struck out looking her first time up. That was against Odyssey Alexander. 20 points on the line here for this inning win. Madison, what was your thought process when you saw a pitcher for the very first time?
I always like to go up there and force the pitcher to have to throw a strike. I always wanted to see a strike go by really before I took a cut in the at-bat. Unless there was a specific pitch that I was hunting, whether it be maybe a changeup that I was hunting. If I knew that a pitcher threw a heavy dose of changeups, that was their go-to pitch, I would swing with less than one strike at that point. But for the most part, I like to go up there and see a ton of pitches in the first at-bat just to kind of get a feel for the velocity, the spin, the break. Obviously, a big difference than what we saw out of Alexander velocity-wise. Cicchetti's going to bring it in there 61 miles per hour, but a ton of downward movement on that drop ball. So these hitters are going to have to adjust to that quickly.
And Nadia Taylor draws the leadoff walk. She's 5 pitches, and she'll head down to first base. The Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interaction with players, signed items, and more. For more information or to join today, go to auprosports.com. Here's Gwen Spekas. If anyone knows a little bit about Cicchetti, it would be Spekas. You'd imagine that she's caught a number for bullpens over the past week. Just speculation, but I'm assuming that would probably be the case. Wow, 44 miles per hour. That may be the slowest pitch we see all season.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch, not only is it dropping down velocity, but it moves away from the right-handed batters, too. Cicchetti has a lot of pride in the spin that she's able to put on her pitches. Right there, 58 miles per hour, low in the zone. Really like that location, too. That's a tough spot to get good barrel on.
This may be a record. How about this? Greta Cicchetti is now playing professionally in her 4th different country. She's drawn a paycheck playing professional softball in Italy, in Australia, Japan, and now the United States.
So impressive going up against not just the top hitters in that country, but the top hitters in the world Cicchetti has competed against.
How about this for international experience? Back in 2004, Cicchetti was a 15-year-old on the Italian national team. She played on the national team at 15. Wow. Here's your Geico leaderboard. Bubba Nichols with a nice game earlier today sits atop the leaderboard. Needs to throw a strike here. Little number, right side. And the out's recorded at first. Harshman upset with herself. Was thinking about turning her 2nd double play of the day.
That immediate reaction after getting the out over at first base, I think she was trying to maybe run into Nadia Taylor. She was running by her, but Nadia does a great job of avoiding making contact with Harshman as she came up to field that ground ball.
I think the play may have been at 2nd.
That one's a tough one, too, because your momentum, when you're coming in like that, your momentum is carrying you towards first base, and you want to make sure that you get a sure out. And to be able to throw that ball back behind you, it's a really awkward angle. So I think it was the smart play to try to get the out, or to get the out over at first base, but it seemed like maybe she was slowing down her footwork just a little bit to get in the way of Nadia Taylor running to 2.
Alicia Ocasio has been impressive with a bat in her hands. Hit a homer yesterday and singled back in the 2nd inning. A hit right here could mean an inning win for Team Ocasio. If Nadia Taylor scores from 2nd, it'll be 20 points for everyone on Team Ocasio. Softly right side. Taylor now on at 3rd.
A productive out, moving Nadia Taylor over to 3rd, but another ground ball over to the right side. These hitters well out in front of those pitches. We talked about the speed difference going from Odyssey Alexander to Greta Cicchetti, bringing the ball down 61 miles per hour. And it's interesting, too, to see where these batters are set up in the box so far. Every single batter in this inning all the way towards the back of the batter's box. A lot of times you might see some batters move up just a little bit if they know that it's going to be a bit slower velocity. But these hitters so comfortable where they are in the box. Back foot on that back chalk line.
These two probably familiar with each other from international play. Palacios, longtime member, Team Mexico, against Cicchetti, the Italian national team. Off-speed pitch, a beauty.
That one a little bit faster than the last off-speed pitch we saw. The last one 44 miles per hour, that one 47 miles per hour. Good looking changeup coming out of the hand of Cicchetti.
2-2 pitch. Oh my! Cicchetti thought that was strike 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes, still work to be done.
Couple of really close calls on the outside part of the plate. I thought that one was in there for strike 3. Close call. Good take by Palacios.
High pop-up. Looks like Cicchetti's going to work around that leadoff walk. So she walks Taylor, but then retires Svekis, Ocasio, and Palacios. Good work. Really low-scoring game. 1-0 as we play the 5th inning. Team Eberle on top of Team Ocasio. We got more coming your way tomorrow. It's actually going to be a full day of televised Athletes Unlimited action. We start with a lacrosse doubleheader beginning at 1 Eastern on ESPN+, and then we'll have 2 softball games coming your way. The first one, 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Team Zirkle, Team Eberle, followed by Game 2, Team Chittister, Team Ocasio. Don't miss out. Full day of Athletes Unlimited action. And, man, I'm not saying you can't come to the ballpark, too. We would love to see you here in Rosemont, Illinois. You can get your tickets, auprosports.com/tickets. We'd love to see you here, and not just here, for any of our games over the next 4+ weeks. We have games tomorrow and then every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the following 4 weekends after. Victoria Hayward leads things off. Team Eberle putting their best foot forward. Leadoff batter, Hayward, followed by Jackson, and then Hannah Flippin against Alicia Ocasio. Right back to Ocasio. Third ground out for Hayward.
Ocasio fields her position so well. She knows how much speed Victoria Hayward has moving down the first baseline. Steps back just a little bit, throws this one in a hurry too. Makes it look so easy. One of the best at fielding her own position out there.
Jasmine Jackson, breaking ball, strike 1. Jackson, the happiest person in town that Danielle O'Toole's out of the game. She struck out twice against O'Toole. And now she's got work to do against Ocasio. Down the left field line, foul. Ocasio inserting herself into the ball game an inning ago. Made life difficult by giving up a leadoff single to Kelsey Harshman, but then retired 3 in a row.
Vic.
Ocasio, the reigning champion from last year's championship season. Chased a pitch out of the strike zone. Third strikeout of the day for Jackson.
Really good looking pitch up in the zone. Typically known for working the drop balls down in the zone. Gets ahead early to Jasmine Jackson. Goes up with this pitch. You can see Jackson just swinging underneath it. Really good location for Alicia Ocasio.
2 outs. Hannah Flippin. Ocasio has retired 5 in a row. 3 of the last 4 via the K.
I think so far she's done a nice job of getting a strike either in the first or the second pitch. She's also somebody that works at a really quick pace and rhythm out there in the circle. Likes to get right on that rubber, throw that pitch. Does not take a lot of time in between pitches thrown.
Two balls and 2 strikes. There's your leaderboard. Top 10, Hannah Flippin. Tied for 6th with Amanda Chittister. Pretty good company. Oh, didn't mean to hit her bat.
Still a smile on her face, even with that check swing foul ball. Thought about taking a hack at the rise ball last minute, tried to hold up. After that, catcher Gwen Speck is going to come out and have a conversation with Alicia Ocasio.
Hannah Flippin can't help but make contact. Even when she doesn't mean to, she still makes contact. Liner snatched off the shoot tops by Nadia Taylor. Good job by Ocasio. She's now retired 6 in a row. Well, today's starter, Odyssey Alexander, playing for much more than just herself this season. Odyssey's former James Madison teammate Lauren Burnett passing away this spring, and before the season started, Odyssey doing whatever it took to get the honor of wearing Burnett's number 22.
I love Sis Bates, but I know she was originally number 22. I reached out to her and was like, hey. And I knew she was going to say yes, of course. Of course, she understood, let me have it. One of my agents was like, hey, what about like putting her name on the back of your jersey? So I put it on the back, and I mean, I feel like it would mean just so much to me just knowing that her name is on the back, even her number and name on the back of my jersey. I just feel like she's there with me.
Odyssey Alexander and Lauren Burnett will always be associated with each other. They were the battery on that miracle team from James Madison, the 2021 Women's College World Series.
What an incredible way to honor her friend and her teammate by wearing her name and number on the back of her jersey. She talks about how she feels her presence with her when she's on the field, but it's really special to have her name and her number right there with her at all times.
We have got a new pitcher and a new batter, and somewhere Carol Hutchins is smiling. We've got a new Michigan Wolverine, Haley Wagner, throwing to a Michigan Wolverine and Abby Ramirez. Abby pops it up. Playable. Fisher makes the play. Out number 1. Ramirez came in a couple innings ago defensively at second base. That's her first at bat. Now Sis Bates next in line.
A great start for Haley Wagner as well, entering this ball game. Another different look from the two pitchers that we've seen out there prior to her, coming from the left side. And an easy pop-up to start off her appearance in this ball game.
Haley Wagner may have the most rhythm of any pitcher playing pro ball these days. I love the way she rocks back and forth and gets everything into every pitch. Softly, third base side. Fisher! 2 down.
Sam Fisher really busy in this half inning. First 2 balls going her way. Doing a nice job of having her pitchers back on the first fly out, and then the ground ball there, getting rid of it in a hurry to get Sis Bates out.
Haley Wagner got this Athletes Unlimited experience off on the right foot back in 2020. She was one of the first captains. She was actually the first gold captain. Played well in the scrimmages leading up to the first set of games. She deserved it too. She was a big part of the forming of this league and all the sports with Athletes Unlimited. Down the left field line and caught in fair territory by Stokes O'Connor. Haley Wagner comes out of the pen and needs all of 6 pitches to retire the side. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. This is our only trip around the bases, and it happened way back when. In the second inning, Mia Davidson singled, moved to second on a fly ball out, and then this was the heroic situation here. Kelsey Harshman, a single to center, deflected off the glove of the second baseman Jefferson, and look at Davidson! The ball is dropped and she scores with a head-first dive. Our only run of the game. For every run scored this year, Athletes Unlimited softball season aspiration planting 10 trees. Already 9,670 trees have been planted across all Athletes Unlimited sports.
Do you think when she was diving in, she was thinking, I'm planting 10 trees right
Yes.
now? That had to have been going through her mind.
Alicia Ocasio, her third inning of work now. She allowed a single to the first batter she faced and has since retired 6 in a row. Two 2-0 to Davidson. Davidson, a rookie who has batted 4th in her first 2 professional games.
Love that call there, going with the off-speed pitch too, knowing that Mia Davidson was in a good hitter's count. You could tell she was going to be a little bit extra aggressive with that swing. Ocasio pulls the string on it. How about some back-to-back changeups? Love it. I love to see these pitchers have so much confidence in that off-speed pitch. And just as Mia Davidson, the hitter, had all the momentum in the at-bat, Ocasio gets it back with those back-to-back strikes.
How about another one?
I'd love to see it. Let's see if we can get 3 in a row at some point this season.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Davidson. It's a big pitch. This inning is worth 40 points, and Ocasio does not want to put the leadoff batter on. Called strike 3. Davidson saw 7 pitches and doesn't swing at any of them. She strikes out.
7 pitches, 3 of them being changeups, all 3 strikes. Great location for this one outside. You can see how much it's dropping in the zone, pulling the string on it. Fantastic pitch to get Mia Davidson looking.
Here's Sam Fisher. And I do apologize. All the math majors out there are coming at me. They're coming at you. I set you up. It was actually 6 pitches.
6 pitches.
Yeah,
well,
3 balls, 2 strikes. Called
it looks
strike
even
3.
better.
Yeah.
Looks even better there.
My phone's blowing up. The math majors out there gutting me. Sam Fisher, veteran on veteran. Fisher and Ocasio have played in every version of Athletes Unlimited softball. 3rd championship season. They both were out in San Diego for AUX out in June. Ocasio has struck out 4 of the 8 batters that she's faced. Out of play. Getting late. Top of the 6th inning. Tight game. Every game that has been played so far this year has been decided by 2 runs or fewer.
Not too often that we have ourselves a pitcher's duel, though, and that's what it feels like. A couple of pitchers, several different pitchers from each team have entered this ball game, but just that 1 run across, a lot of timely strikeouts, I think, has led to such a low-scoring game tonight.
Yeah, in the history of professional softball, how many times have you had a 1-0 game in the 6th inning and 5 different pitchers have worked? Usually you think, it's Monica Abbott and Kat Osterman going toe-to-toe and it's a 1-0 game. But no, it's been the combination of Alexander, Cicchetti, and Wagner. It's been the combination of O'Toole and Ocasio. 5 pitchers, all pitching well. Fisher has fouled off 4 straight. Ocasio gets her. That is now 5 strikeouts for Ocasio.
I like the way that she's picking and choosing when to use the off-speed pitch. To Mia Davidson, we saw half of her pitches to Mia Davidson were changeups here. This is the first changeup that Sam Fisher saw out of the hand of Ocasio. She was working her with the rise balls up in the zone to set that pitch up perfectly. Great location, great spot, and another strikeout for Ocasio.
Here's Harshman, 2 for 2 today. Do you think that Ocasio uses as much rosin as she does because with that changeup, she needs a better grip? Is she just ripping it and trying to spin it a certain way? Or is she just obsessing over the round?
Different players and especially pitchers have different preferences when it comes to the grip on the ball. I think a lot of it has to do with the routine. She just likes that routine of going to the rosin bag every single time. Some pitchers don't want to feel any sort of sweat, any humidity on their hand at all. I've even noticed that Nadia Taylor over at third base has a little bit of rosin on her fingertips as well, making sure that she gets a good grip when she gets a ground ball.
Harshman keeps on keeping on. Her 3rd hit of the day. Lewis boxes it around a little bit, and Harshman slides into 2nd. Kelsey Harshman, a 3-hit ball game. We'll see how they score it. I think Lewis was going to have a hard time throwing out at second, even if that was a perfect play.
A great swing. I love the way that she uses her legs. Such a quick swing through the zone, too. Her eyes on the ball the entire time. She rounds first, heads into second base, and she's slowly climbing up there to rack up maybe some MVP points at the end of this one.
She's the game leader right now in stat points. She's got 60. It's called a double. Now, there was someone, I don't know who it was, but when we had our season preview video that we're showing, who do you think's got a chance to win this thing? And someone said Kelsey Harshman. Got to clip that one off. Taylor Edwards. Alicia Ocasio has faced 10 batters, 8 batters and Kelsey Harshman. She's retired everyone not named Kelsey Harshman. Of those 8 other batters not named Harshman, she struck out 5 of them. Only once has the ball left the infield against her.
And to follow up your point, Eric, it was Hannah Flippen that said she thought that Kelsey Harshman was going to have a fantastic year this year.
The brilliance of Hannah Flippen shows itself in a different milieu. I love it. It's not just with a glove, not just with a bat. She's got a crystal ball. Alicia Ocasio strikes out Edwards. That's now 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. Alicia Ocasio, A-O. She's feeling A-OK. Low-scoring game. This has been managed beautifully by the captain of Team Eberle, Carrie Eberle. She has used 3 pitchers to get to this point. And now Eberle will insert herself into the game, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. All right, as we get this bottom of the 6th inning underway, let us check in with Key Michael. Key, what's going on?
I found a partner. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to chat to the people who love the players. Jamal, you are Sis Bates' partner of 3 years.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
We met at a college party. Yeah, I was a freshman, she was a junior.
That's it, you're keeping it real, Mom. You're not telling us any of the details. Well, she's one of the most open people, most loving, kind-hearted people. What is it that you love most about her?
For sure that how down to earth she is, regardless of what's going on. She's herself always, and she cares so much about people, and how competitive she is. She wants to beat me at every day, so that's really cool.
You said you guys are competitive all the way down to like who's a better driver, literally everything's fair game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who can wash dishes faster, it doesn't matter. She wants to beat me at everything. It's fun.
That's awesome, and I feel like you're also an athlete, right? You play basketball, and you're hoping to go pro one day, so you know the lifestyle that she's living.
Yeah.
But it brings out the competitive nature in you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's fun to help her when I can, and she helps me when she can. So it's really cool having that.
And we know that she gave up her number to one of her teammates.
Mm-hmm.
She's the kind of person that puts other people first, huh?
Oh, for sure, always. She never puts herself first. She always puts everyone else before herself, and yeah, she's just giving, always.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the broadcast, and I appreciate you giving us a little look inside of the life.
Of course.
All right, back to you guys.
Another key moment with Key Michael. Sis Bates, she probably loved this game. I think everyone loves pitchers' duels. You know, we like the home runs, we like the glitz, the glamour, but a tight game where one mistake could make or break the game. No one says they dislike this. Shannon Rhodes takes high and outside. It'll be Rhodes, Vidalis, and Taylor. So Carrie Eberle not taking the easy route here. She brings herself into the game to face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for Team Ocasio. And Eberle walks Rhodes. Hey fans, it's time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points and move up the leaderboard. To get the app downloaded today for free at your app store and get access to great AU content and experiences all season long. A run here is worth 40 points for everyone on Team Ocasio. Tori Vidalis, I don't know when was the last time she was asked to lay down a bunt.
I guarantee, though, if her team asked her to, she'd be able to lay down a sacrifice bunt, although it's no easy task when you've got somebody pitching the ball with such heavy movement like Carrie Eberle does.
Yeah, Eberle got 2 ground ball double plays in her outing yesterday, and that's a consistent theme from a year ago. She always wants a great defense behind her because she's always one pitch, 1 ground ball from getting out of any jam.
One interesting thing we've seen out of Tori Vidalis, even coming from AUX here into the championship season, she seems to be much more patient up at the plate. Historically known for swinging at first pitches in the at-bats, but especially tonight, the past 2 games, been very patient.
Is this going to be 2? To second for 1, on to first, double play! Eberle does it again! 6-4-3! How does she do this?
I think maybe she gave up that 4-pitch walk to Shannon Rhodes to set her defense up perfectly to make another fantastic play behind her. Tori Vidalis hitting this ground ball straight to Hannah Flippin, immediately flips it over to Kelsey Harshman, and the quick turn over to first base. A beautiful 6-4-3 double play.
Eberle has now pitched in 5 innings this year with Athletes Unlimited, and she has had 3 double plays turned behind her. Just incredible. Nadia Taylor, 2 outs, bases clear. 1-0 game, Team Eberle on top of Team Ocasio. What would you do, Madison Shipman, with a bat in your hands, pitching or trying to hit that falling bowling ball that Eberle's throwing to the plate?
I think when you're a hitter, you have to over-exaggerate your adjustment going up against Carrie Eberle. I think I would go up there, I would toe the chalk line, and I would look for anything that's about belt to thigh high and swing way underneath wherever I saw it. If it started thigh high, I would be aiming for my barrel to get almost like you were taking a golf swing. Literally, if I thought the top of my barrel could touch the ground, I might have a chance of getting my barrel underneath that pitch. That would be the strategy that I would go up there with.
Looped into shallow right field. Harshman makes the catch over the shoulder. She's been everywhere. Kelsey Harshman, have a night. What a fun player.
How about this defense backing up Carrie Eberle? First, it's a 6-4-3 double play, and then how about the sliding grab out into right field by Kelsey Harshman? She is truly doing it all tonight.
Hit the outside pitch. That's what she's getting for a strike. I was trying to tell you while I was on base. Hit the outside. That's the prettiest pitch right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You like legit fell?
Yeah, I was on all fours. I could have potentially been thrown out from center field. If they would have like hurried, I definitely.
I'm so mad I didn't see it. Dang it.
Tori Vidalis wearing a microphone for us. Man, she's a lot of fun.
Tori might not have seen Hannah Flippin fall coming out of the box, but the rest of the world did see it. And right on cue, we're just going to take another look at it here. Base hit out to center field, slips a little, coming out of the box, smiles the entire way down to first. She did make it safely. They did not try to throw her out at first base, but love that inside access that we get from these players during the games.
All right, it comes down to this, folks. It's the 7th inning, 1-run game. Team Eberle trying to add on. They scored the game's only run back in the 2nd inning when Mia Davidson scored on the single by Kelsey Harshman. DJ Sanders, the veteran, grabs a bat, looking for lightning in a bottle. 100 points are on the line. We've got inning points equaling 50 because we're now in the 5th inning without a runs being scored, so rollover innings ever since the 2nd. And then, of course, whoever wins this inning is going to win this game. And that's 50 points there. Par for the course. Nothing but close games so far through the first 2 days of our championship season. Sanders will be followed by Stokes O'Connor and then Victoria Hayward. This is the 4th inning pitched by Alicia Ocasio. And her ball is disappearing tonight. She has got 7 strikeouts.
She looks fantastic tonight, and I think a big reason for that is her way that she is moving the ball all throughout the strike zone. Some batters, she's throwing that rise ball in there. Other batters, she goes with the off-speed pitch. Look at the movement, the late break that it has on it. She is getting ahead of a lot of these batters, too. That allows her to work the ball outside of the strike zone, but she seems to be on fire tonight.
Stokes O'Connor will bat. Stokes O'Connor, her first look at Ocasio. Nothing but strikes. On the ground softly, Bates from that underarm angle, able to make the play, 2 down.
Sis Bates just makes everything look easy over at shortstop. Charges this one hard, knows that Kiki Stokes O'Connor has a ton of speed, throws it from that low angle because she knows if she stands up tall, if she stops her feet, Stokes O'Connor is going to run that one out for an infield base hit, but I love that low arm angle. Such a pro out there at shortstop.
Here's Victoria Hayward. Nick has bounced to the pitcher twice and bounced to second. Now looking to the bottom of the 7th inning. Team Ocasio has Spekas, Ocasio, and Palacios scheduled to bat. Whole bunch of nothing so far for Team Ocasio, just 2 base hits. And those came back in the first 2 innings. Off-speed pitch of beauty. You had the single by Shannon Rhodes in the 1st inning, and then you had the single by Ocasio in the 2nd inning. Since that time, the only base runners have come on walks. Into the gap. Hayward can run for days. On her way to second, will she try for third? And nope, she'll stop with a stand-up double. First base hit of the day for Hayward. It's a 2-out double.
Really solid adjustment for Victoria Hayward. We've seen her try to go to the slab throughout this ball game, but here stands in there, hits away, gets a pitch up in the zone, gets her barrel underneath it, driving that thing out to center field, and with her wheels, that is a stand-up double all day long.
And with that hit, Victoria Hayward is now tied with Haley McClenny for the most hits in the history of Athletes Unlimited. That's her 40th hit. Going the other way, Jackson to left field. Lorenz going back, makes the play! Amanda Lorenz saves the day! Oh my! Amanda Lorenz robs Jasmine Jackson. Would have been a sure double, run definitely would have scored.
A huge key to having a pitcher's duel is making defensive plays like this. Amanda Lorenz having to run a long way for that one, tracks it all the way in there. Her team absolutely loves it. This ball game comes down to the bottom of the 7th inning.
The 7th inning, and we have a 1-0 game. Athletes Unlimited. This is the way we score. The big thing is winning games. You get 50 points. Every single person on a winning team gets 50. For winning an inning, you get 10 points. And remember, those innings roll over. This is now a 50-point inning because we've rolled over ever since the 3rd inning. You get points for hitting, singles, doubles, triples, homers. They all pay out differently. You get points for pitching and getting outs. You lose points as a pitcher if you give up earned runs. And you also win MVP points. There's 3 MVPs that are voted on post-game. Look at this, our final box to fill. Bottom of the 7th inning, Team Ocasio down a run. 1-0 ball game. Gwen Spekas will bat against Carrie Eberle. Eberle, the captain, inserted herself into the game an inning ago, walked a batter, got a double play behind her, and retired Nadia Taylor. Oh my goodness. Low, 2-0.
Close take right there, low in the zone. You know that's a pitch that Carrie Eberle wants called for a strike, but doesn't get it there.
Last hit for Team Ocasio coming in the second inning. It's been a whole bunch of nothing. There have been a total of 4 pitchers for Team Eberle. Odyssey Alexander, Greta Cicchetti, Haley Wagner, and now the captain, Carrie Eberle, trying to finish this out. 2-2.
And Team Ocasio has been able to get the leadoff runner on board in 3 different innings so far in this ball game. It's just been a matter of coming through with that timely hit with runners on base. They just have not been able to find it yet tonight.
3-2. Great at bat by Spekas. Great at bat. Leadoff walk.
If anybody here knows the strike zone, it is definitely Gwen Spekas. A close pitch inside, a drop ball higher in the zone. Not sure where that one missed, but it's called for ball 4. And a leadoff runner on board yet again for the 4th time tonight. Team Ocasio has the leadoff runner on base.
And now 2 captains against each other. Eberle facing Ocasio. Bunt laid down, plays it first. Great play by Edwards. Like a panther, jumps on that slow roller and gets it to Harshman at first. Ocasio does her job. It's a +10 for the sacrifice bunt, and Spekas is now at second.
Edwards has such a strong arm back behind the plate, and she had to use every single bit of it to get Alicia Ocasio out over at first on that sac bunt. But a successful sac bunt nonetheless, and a runner over in the scoring position.
Here's Sasha Palacios. Quality first pitch strike. Palacios so far today laid down a sacrifice in the second, popped to short in the 4th. Eberle, back-to-back unhittable strikes. If this score holds and Team Eberle wins, it's going to be a fascinating MVP vote. Ball and 2 strikes.
If I had any vote, of course, my vote doesn't matter, but I would be voting for Kelsey Harshman with what she's been able to do up at the plate and on the field defensively. Made some fantastic plays out there. She would be my vote for MVP #1.
And then which pitcher do you single out? You got Alexander, who had 3 shutout innings. You had Cicchetti, who had a shutout inning. Haley Wagner needed 6 pitches to go 1, 2, 3. And now Eberle, the final 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Palacios.
That's where it gets really tough too, but I think that Team Eberle's done a nice job of utilizing both their righties and their left-handed pitchers in the circle. I think we've seen some lefty-lefty matchups and then bringing in the right-handed batter when they knew that they were facing the righty-heavy portion of the lineup.
3-2. Palacios started this at bat down in the count 0-2 after 2 pitches, but now she's forced the count full. That's a confident swing on 3-2. Speck is on at second, represents the tying run. Will it be playable? Nope. Drifts out of play.
Really solid at bat by Palacios, too. You mentioned her battling back after being down 0-2. A couple of close takes outside, and then fouling off those marginal ones. That one an off speed that she just gets rid of to see another pitch.
Palacios works the walk, and the wheels continue to spin. Runners on first and at second.
There were a couple of close calls earlier in this at-bat. This one definitely a ball low and outside. That would be a great location had the count not been 3-2. If it's a 2-2 count, if it's a 1-2 count, that's exactly where you want to throw that pitch. Just barely missing outside of the strike zone, but now 2 runners on board for Team Ocasio.
And with that runner at first, super important. Palacios is lifted. Rachel Lewis will run. If Lewis scores, it'll be a win for Team Ocasio. That's how important that run is. You got Spekas on at second, representing the tying run. You got Lewis representing the winning run. And a pinch hitter, Danielle Gibson, will bat. Wouldn't it be something? Wouldn't it be something if Carrie Eberle got another double play ground ball? It's been the story of her season so far. 3 double plays turned behind her in 2 games. Strike one call to Gibson, 67 miles per hour.
That pitch right there, that location, that's the one that Carrie Eberle has not gotten called for a strike in this inning, and that's what's led to the 2 free passes that she's given up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That outside pitch has not been called for a strike.
2-1. Oh, it's getting dicey.
I think Taylor Edwards back behind the plate can feel that energy too, so she takes this opportunity to call timeout, go out, have a word with her pitcher, briefly talk strategy, and then get right back after it.
Gibson, the rookie from Arkansas. Enormous power. Two and 2.
I'll admit, Eric, of all pitches that I thought would be called for a strike in this at-bat, I did not think it was going to be that one. Way up in the zone. But if you're Eberle, you're going to take it.
Lifted in the air, playable. Stokes O'Connor, 2 down.
Great way to fight back for Carrie Eberle. Just as Team Ocasio started to feel like they were getting all the momentum, settles back in, and it was really that strike called up in the zone that you could just feel this almost sigh of relief out there in the circle. Got Danielle Gibson to swing at the next one, and now 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Last hope for Team Ocasio is Sis Bates. Bates has played pepper with Sam Fisher all evening long. 2 ground ball outs to third. Called strike 1. Ball and a strike. This would be a massive point total for Team Eberle if they can get one more out. Oh, Sam Fisher. That's how important this is right here. She was 5 feet away from him, but she still gave it a try.
If you have an opportunity to get these batters out on a foul ball, you're going to do whatever you can to seize that opportunity. Fisher getting a good jump on this one, but it just did not have enough hang time on it. But I like the diving effort from Fisher over at third base and the pose right at the end, too.
Ball and 2 strikes. We'll do it again. Eberle hasn't allowed a hit, but there's been a ton of traffic behind her. Another 1-2. A change-up, a thing of beauty. Sis Bates can't pull the trigger, and it is a 4-headed shutout for Team Eberle. The first 1-0 game ever in AU championship play.
What an incredible performance by Team Eberle, and especially by their team captain, Carrie Eberle, coming into the game to close it out. Found herself in a bit of trouble in the bottom of the 7th inning, but goes with the off-speed pitch, moves in a completely different direction than that drop ball, and gets Sis Bates looking to end this ball game.
The combination of Odyssey Alexander, Greta Cicchetti, Haley Wagner, and Carrie Eberle combined for a 2-hit shutout. Just an incredible pitching performance. The defense behind, led by Kelsey Harshman. It was the entire gamut of what you'd like to see in a professional softball game.
A timely hit, fantastic defense, and shut down pitching in the circle. An overall great team win for Team Eberle here tonight.
And we're going to see that Geico leaderboard change when all of those innings and all of those win points are added in for Team Eberle. They win every single inning. 70 points for everyone just for winning the innings, 50 points for winning the game. That's 120 points even if you had no other stat points for everyone on Team Eberle.
And we'll still have to factor in too those MVP points. And I know that our vote doesn't count for anything, but it would be Kelsey Harshman in my book and then Carrie Eberle right there behind her.
Wow, what a ball game. And the beat continues. We played 2 days, 4 games, and every single game this year with Athletes Unlimited championship season has been decided by 2 runs or less. 3 games by 1 run and 1 game by 2 runs.
This one in a little bit different fashion, though. We've seen a lot of hits, a lot of home runs in every other game, but this one more of a pitcher's duel, a combined pitcher's duel between these 2 teams with that 1-0 victory.
And you just saw Danielle O'Toole. What a tough luck loss for her. She threw the first 3 innings, happened to give up a run in that 2nd inning, and that's the only run of the game, which means that she's going to be the losing pitcher. All the players are gathering around, going to their iPads and making their decisions about who's MVP 1, MVP 2, and who is MVP 3.
And I can't help but think how crucial Mia Davidson's base running was to score on that base hit up the middle by Kelsey Harshman. She dove in head first into home plate, and because Palacios wasn't able to secure that tag on Mia Davidson, that was the only run that we saw in this ball game.
Came way back in the 2nd inning, zeros from the 3rd all the way on. So we will have everything updated when we come your way tomorrow. We've got 2 more games as we close out week 1 here with our 3rd season of Athletes Unlimited Softball in our championship season. Hey, look at all these win points that have been added together for Team Eberle. And look who's on top right now. Carrie Eberle on top with a bullet with those 352 points. Pretty good stuff. Sure glad you stayed with us. It's been a long, wonderful day of softball here in Rosemont, Illinois. The next Athletes Unlimited action coming your way is going to be a lacrosse doubleheader tomorrow beginning at 1 Eastern, followed by our championship season softball doubleheader at 7 Eastern. For Madison, for Key, I'm Eric saying good night from Chicago.